What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with a full review of the HTC EVO 4G LTE for Sprint. Let's go ahead and see if this is a legitimate successor to Sprint's crown jewel. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so before I jump into specs and talk about all the stuff this phone can do, let's talk about the most important thing when it comes to a device like this: call quality. It's going to depend on where you are, what part of the country you're in, and all that kind of business. But where we are in Southern California and where this phone was tested also in Louisiana, call quality was absolutely outstanding. During our 20-call test, we had no drop call and was absolutely crystal clear. And we're excited to take a look at Sprint's HD voice coming sometime towards the end of 2012. So worry not, those who are concerned about call quality. We also found the antenna to be pretty strong compared to other Sprint devices. Go ahead and run through those specs that I promised. This guy is packed to the gills with the latest superphone goodness. So first, availability. It was supposed to be May 18th, but then some Apple injunctions with HTC have pushed that date back, so available sometime. And it'll be $199 for the 2-year contract, or $549 if you just want to go out and purchase it. It is running Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich with HTC Sense 4.0 on top of it. From a dimension standpoint, we are looking at 5.3 inches by 2.7 inches by a nice and thin 0.35 inches. And it's going to weigh 4.7 ounces. The screen, that's about all there is to this phone, is just screen. It's a 4.7 inch, always measured diagonally, HD Super LCD screen with Gorilla Glass. And the screen here is absolutely beautiful, as you come to expect from modern HTC devices. If you've seen or had a chance to play with any devices in HTC's One series, I've got AT&T's One X here, the screen looks almost identical. It's absolutely gorgeous. No sort of blue hue that we've seen on some AMOLED devices. The screen is probably one of the best in the business. It's being powered by a pretty beefy, non-removable 2,000 milliamp hour battery that Sprint claims is going to be good for about 7.5 hours of talk time. And that's a little bigger battery than what we've seen in the One X line as well. Powering this behemoth is a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4, which is a very, very capable processor. It's got a gig of RAM here, augmenting it. It's got 16 gigs of internal storage, and HTC has given us micro SD expansion, so you can add another 32 gigs to this guy. From a camera standpoint, 8 megapixel shooter right there on the back that can shoot 1080p video, and a 1.3 megapixel shooter that can shoot 720p video. This guy has compatibility for Sprint's LTE network, but we don't have LTE yet, so at some point it'll have support for, actually be able to use Sprint's LTE network. And one of the other cool things about it we'll talk about is the kickstand, back from the original EVO. All right, so we've run through all the specs. Let's go ahead and talk about the phone. Let's start with design, and that just mentioned the kickstand, which surprisingly I found very useful. Brought back from the original EVO, it is here in all of its kickstand glory, made of aluminum. It is going to make sure your phone can stand up. Unlike the original EVO, which could only use the kickstand in one direction, which meant you couldn't use it while you were charging, this guy can be used in multiple ways. So use it like that, go ahead and turn it the other way, and as HTC was very keen to tell me, you can actually use it like this as well. And it works very well. See what that looks like in all those directions. The kickstand always seemed a bit gimmicky, but the more I used the phone, the more I found myself actually using the kickstand. So give it a shot, it's something that's very handy. So very different looking than the HTC One X, and I'd presume that it needed to be very different looking than the HTC One X, so there wouldn't be any deal with AT&T exclusivity, and certainly keeping in line with the red hues of the EVO. So some differences. You can see them right there. We've got sort of a soft touch feel on the bottom, that red ribbon where the kickstand is, and you've got a fingerprint sort of magnety plastic back right here. I got that red ring around the camera. The design though felt very nice to me actually. I wasn't the biggest fan of this plastic top, but it definitely grew on me. The phone feels really nice in the hands, and actually you can feel where that kickstand is without having to turn it around, so you can pop it out without having to take the hassle to twist your phone around. Something kind of nice right there. Another nice design key that HTC has added is a physical camera button, which is really nice, especially when you got a camera like this, which can take pictures very fast with that, supposedly zero shutter lag. If you guys want more information on the camera or more detailed review, definitely hit the link down below. We've got a full written review of the HTC One X. You can see image and some samples of what this camera can do. But suffice it to say, you can see take pictures of Mario very, very quick. I came away very impressed with the camera, which is a carryover from the HTC One X line. All right, so let's talk about software. It is running Sense 4.0. Love or hate it, this phone is very sensed out to the gills. One of the big highlights here, or lowlights depending on who you ask, is multitasking. There's been a lot of controversy about how Sprint is handling multitasking, whether or not they're killing apps prematurely. But how they skinned the multitasking view from Ice Cream Sandwich has created its own bit of stir. You can only see one app at a time. Now you can close it by just wiping off the screen. But I much preferred a full list going down, or I could see multiple applications. Now I can see what others are and I can close it from the side, but I would like to see more than one in the center at a time. Sort of keeping true with that full Sense UI look and feel. You've got the widgets, which are accessible by a long press. You can see what all those widgets are here, and they've added quite a bit. Go ahead and view the different widgets that are available. When you find one that you like, you can drag it right to the home screen of your choice by long pressing and bring it right to that screen. And that's where it's going to show up. And seeing as it's got no music available, this phone also has support for Beats audio. So you can get a little better audio fidelity depending on what headphones you're using. You no longer have to use Beats headphones in order to get that little better sound. And I'm no sound guy, but I definitely notice a difference with the Beats audio turned on. So other differences here, you've got sort of the HTC looking application tray. And if you look at settings as well, you can notice some other differences here. HTC has done something called personalize, which we've seen with previous versions of Sense. You've got different scenes and skins, which let you customize the look of your phone. Not really sure the difference between scenes and skins are, but if you want to go through and sort of customize it for work or for friends or whatever you want to do, those are going to be options to do it. It extends all the way down to the pull-down menus as far as what other things you're looking at, so you can see what Ralph is up to. HTC Media Link, if you've got a Media Link connected, it is always going to be there. Media Link is a way to sort of AirPlay content from an HTC device to your television. If you want to access that, you take 3 fingers and you push it right up, and it's going to try and connect to Media Link. Now we're back in the home screen. It works well if you have a Media Link device, but you cannot get rid of that Media Link connection, so it's always going to be there taking up space in your pull-down menu. This phone, not surprisingly, is very, very fast. A powerful processor here. The Snapdragon S4 really handles everything with a plum, whether it's those animations or gaming. We played a lot of Temple Run on this guy. Games look absolutely beautiful on here, as you'd expect for a modern superphone. What's holding this phone back, though, is Sprint's network. Their EVO 3G network is absolutely abysmal. And by abysmal, let me show you what some results were. It's obviously going to vary depending on where you are. But on some tests, we got 0.01 megabits down. A blistering fast 0.04 was our fastest, 0.02 and 0.02. And upload speeds were just as bad. So depending where you are, obviously, but here we are in Southern California, we'd expect much faster speeds. This is very much the tale of a phone in search of a network. Once we get LTE, presumably it'll be able to blazingly fast get through everything. But while you're stuck dealing with Sprint's very, very slow 3G network, it's very much a phone in search of a home. So if you are on Sprint and you're looking for a phone to purchase and you want to stay on the carrier, this is definitely the best one available. If you're looking to make a switch to Sprint for this device, you're going to want to look at AT&T's HTC One X, Verizon's incredible 4G, or the One S for T-Mobile to get those faster networks. We don't know what cities are going to be next on the list after the initial rollout cities for Sprint for LTE. We don't know how the network's going to perform under network pressure. So it's a tough phone to recommend. It's definitely well spec'd, it's well constructed, and everything about it just works well. It's got decent battery life. On our tests, we got just below that 7.5 hour talk time at about 7 hours. So everything about this phone works very well, except for the network that it's on. So that's a decision you're going to have to make for yourself, whether or not Sprint is where you want to be. If it is where you want to be, you're not going to find anything better than this. If you're looking to get the best phone available on the best network, you may want to look elsewhere. Again, for a more detailed explanation of the phone and everything it can do, be sure to check out the full written review down below on technobuffalo.com. I'm John Rettinger, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.